All right, that is a good look at it. Broken, beautiful. I did something a little different this week. You're gonna probably get a kick out of this. Of course, recently I did a Heartbreakers giveaway, and this is a little bit different. This week I have set aside those that are gonna go into my Heartbreakers vase, and what I wanted to do is just see, what turned up. It's pretty much maybe the last 2 weeks, maybe this week. I think pretty much the last 10 days would be safe. And I put these that you're looking at in a handy little basket before I move them on to my Heartbreakers vase. Sometimes I put them in right away if it's the Heartbreakers, which is the way it's been happening. So let's take a look at these. And I want to show you, because of the fact that I gave probably, let's see, 60 in 2 groups of the Heartbreakers, and was able to get them out to you guys, and there's been some good homes. Let's check these out. And then I had more Heartbreakers than that, so I probably gave another 30 or 40 on top of that. And so I just need to clear it out, because my criteria for what gets into the Heartbreakers vase tends to change a little. Look at this piece. And I wanted to show you these because if they make the Heartbreakers vase, to me, they would have been substantially nice points to me. And now that really depends where you live. Now there's a lot of quartz here, as you can see. Where I live, there's a lot of quartz, and you've seen some of these. I think there was a video just yesterday posted where this guy came in. And natural light out here and just a cleanup. I know some people out there, maybe a dozen people or so, appreciate it. And thanks for tuning in to Indian Trace. Trying to keep the promotion of their people number one. I like that point. Of course, we always say, what a shame it's broken, but that is definitely the way it all rolls. I'm fine with that. Look at this point right here from Back Pass. Nice flint here. Isn't it interesting that that point and this point came from the exact same place, same spot? It's interesting because that part of Site 5 produced a lot of serrated pieces. A lot of serrated pieces. A lot of these are from Mecca, but Mecca's huge, 20, 30 acres. It's just, and there's a lot of pods on it. And so I just wanted to go through this stuff. A lot of this stuff we've seen. This is another that was on video. And I pulled it out, and somebody made a comment how they like to see it cleaned up. It's just exceptional as an artifact. So they go into my Heartbreakers. So this is just a little video I'm going to do for that. I'm going to move this time to move these into that vase. And I wanted to see, what a week or 10-day cycle would do for me. Now we're heading into the weekend again. That's a substantial piece for me. I loved it. Of course, it was only sticking out like that, and you're like, oh my gosh, what do we have? That right there is already about just shy of 2 inches. Good stuff. Here's a piece from the Origin. I guess across the country, a lot of people call some of this stuff crude. They beveled the backside of this. I have a thing for bases a lot of times, and the base is what won me over for a Heartbreakers vase. That's a great base. Would have made a solid point. Look at these 2 quartz pieces. There's so many different contrasting variations of quartz, and you can see it right here in this shot. It was all super hard to work. And those who nap have confirmed that, whether it's Ken or Rob. And I'm going to tell you what, I don't know how he does it, but Rob can nap some quartz. Nothing better. I'll have to highlight some of the stuff he's given me again someday. It's been a long time. Look at this piece of quartz just glow. But for individual reasons, some of these I just want to keep loving, so they'll move into my Heartbreakers vase. Look at these 2 pieces here. 2 bases. So a lot of these have been seen on film, but not cleaned up, not in a good contrast, not slowed down. It's an old brake. Old brake. I don't have any new brakes here. Yeah, I probably do. This piece from the origin. I don't find points like this that often. I was just late. It's too bad I couldn't save that from getting broken. I think it was this cycle. It's new. It's new and new. It got smashed around when it got turned up this time, I guess. So that's definitely a heartbreaker for me. No problem. Here's a point from Last Hope. Now, Last Hope, I actually named this last 2 weeks. Sort of a new area, but it, you always do a reconnaissance, and I had to add this area onto Mecca. I'm pretty sure something was going on there. Short point. I guess some people would call it fat. But if you know quartz, just look at how well this thing is made. I don't know if the focus is coming in. There we go. I gotta go slower. I hope everybody's gonna have a great weekend. Crazy different weather going on for winters that people are having. Can you see the relief on this piece? We're supposed to have a whole lot of rain, which we don't have a whole lot of dirt. It's just that piece is made real well. And so, it'll do what it'll do what it's going to do. And you got to keep moving forward and do your best to choose. I went out today, found a lot of pottery and some other stuff, but I just didn't film it. This is, in many people's eyes, crude, but this dirty quartz has got to be resilient and hard. It's got a new brake on it. My word. And before, I never knew how new it was until I take a close look at it. But, and I would have loved that. Just its style. What an indication of need to me. They just took that stone and just made it do what they could do with it. And, I was talking to Ken up in New York, and he was talking about how the flints and stuff that they have up there, not up there, but, excuse me, in a lot of places, Tennessee, I don't know where else the great flint is, Kentucky, and just some of that stuff is just like, well, he describes it as butter. And look at this piece of quartz, just missing in the air. I don't know how new that is, but that's a heartbreaker. These are all heartbreakers to me. Of course, if they weren't, I'd have too many to put into my displays, frames, or whatever I'm going to do with them. So in some essences, this is the way it's got to be. And so I wanted to give you a real good close look up, slow it down in museum style. Just like you're wandering through the museum, but yet you could handle them. Look at this base. It's discolored, often the case. Yep, my neighborhood is as peaceful as it sounds. Nice bases right there. So I think you're with me. You can see why these are all heartbreakers. Not a thing in the world wrong with these things. So they got to move upstairs and they got to move into the vase. It's time. And we'll just take tomorrow as another day and see what it brings in. If I do it right, then I'm able to achieve a what do you call them? A desktop. And switch my desktop on my computer every once in a while with a new image. Keep it refreshed. So for some of you that are under the cold, ice, and snow, this will warm you up a little bit. And not one piece is whole, but it's just really a good look at the life of these people. I bet there's a spectrum of time in these as well. That's pretty big. 2,000-3,000 years separation between a lot of these. Hope everybody finds out there. North Carolina Museum for you. The North American Indian. Hope you find.